Assalamualaikum everyone. This is me Ashiri Morjobali and I'm a student of Neha School Online Academy. I am 14 years old and I am from Faisalabad. So everyone, as you all know that we have to do call Annie on our daily basis. So today also I am going to take interview of call Annie on the topic explore your priorities. So let's start our interview without wasting our time. Assalamualaikum Annie, how are you?
Walaikum assalam. I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. How about you?
I'm also good. So Annie, I want to take your interview today. Can I take?
Of course, I'd love to be interviewed by you.
Okay, so Annie, first of all, I want to request you please introduce yourself so can our viewers know about you.
Sure thing. Hi everyone, I'm Annie. I'm a 30-year-old red-haired woman from New Jersey. I studied art and engineering in Florence, and I have a wide range of interests, including yoga, video games, romance movies, and outdoor activities. I'm here to chat, listen, and have a good time with all of you.
Okay, so Annie, my first question to you is what does the word priority mean to you and how has your definition evolved over the years?
That's a great question. To me, priority means identifying what truly matters and focusing your time and energy on those things. Over the years, my definition has evolved to prioritize my external ends or society. It's about.
Can you please explain in detail?
Sure. Over the years, I've learned that setting priorities is crucial for maintaining balance and happiness in life. Prioritize external achievements and validation, but I've shifted towards prioritizing my mental and physical well-being, personal growth, and meaningful relationships. By aligning my actions with my values and inner peace, I've found a deeper sense of fulfillment and purpose. It's all about understanding what truly matters. Priorities.
Yes, and you are right, and I also think that to me the word priority signifies more than a mere task at the top of the to-do list. It embodies a principle or commitment that gives shape and direction to my life. When I was younger, I used to think of priorities in a very utilitarian, short-term sense. I believed they were about finishing homework, getting good grades, and making my parents proud. Back then, prioritize felt like obligations or checkboxes that keep me in line with what others expected from me. The idea of personal agency didn't really enter the equation. As I've grown older, especially in the past decades, I have come to see priorities as deeper truths, choices that reflect what I genuinely value. They are not just about managing time, they are about managing meaning. Now, priorities are how I live in alignment with who I am and who I want to become. They serve as a compass, especially during moments of uncertainty when external pressure or noise makes it hard to know what to do next. My definition has also become more holistic. I now understand that priorities aren't static. They are fluid and situational. What matters most when I am grieving is different from what matters when I am building. For example, there were periods in my life when survival, emotional, financial, physical was the overriding priority. During those times, things like self expression, creativity, or long term planning had to take a back seat. But when the storm passed, I could reintroduce those deeper, soulful elements into my life. In short, my view of prioritize has shifted from a task based system of agency to a values based system of meaning. It's not about what's screaming the loudest, it's about what whispers the truth. So my next question is, list your top 5 priorities in life right now and explain in detail why each one holds that place.
Absolutely. Five priorities in life right now are: 1. Personal. I prioritize personal growth because I believe that continuous learning and self improvement are essential for living a fulfilling life. It allows me to expand my perspectives, develop new skills, and become the best version of myself. 2. Mental and physical well being. Taking care of my mental and physical health is crucial to me because it directly impacts my overall happiness and productivity. I prioritize activities like yoga, meditation, and exercise to maintain a healthy mind and body. 3. Meaningful relationships. Building and nurturing meaningful relationships. These connections provide support, love, and joy in my life, and I believe that strong relationships are key to a fulfilling life. 4. Creativity. As someone who studied art and engineering, creativity is essential to me. I prioritize engaging in creative pursuits like painting, designing, and writing because it allows me to express myself, explore new ideas, and find inspiration. 5. Work life balance. Balancing work and personal life is important to me to prevent burnout and maintain a sense of harmony. I prioritize setting boundaries, taking breaks, and pursuing activities outside of work to ensure a healthy balance and overall well being. Each of these priorities holds significance in my life because they contribute to my overall happiness, growth, and fulfillment. By focusing on these aspects, I can lead a more balanced and meaningful life that aligns with my values and aspirations.
Okay, so I think that mental and emotional health after facing years of anxiety and 2 years of depressions, my mental health well-being has moved to the forefront. Without inner peace and psychological clarity, nothing else functions properly. Not my work, not my relationships, not even my physical health. Therapy, mindfulness, setting boundaries, and simplifying my commitments have become non negotiables. I realize now that tending to my mind is not a luxury, it's foundational. And second is meaningful relationships. I have learned through heartbreak and healing that relationships are not just part of life, they are life. Whether it's with my partner, a close friend, or my parents, with the depth and quality of my connections dramatically shape my joy and resilience. I am committed to being present, to listening more than speaking, and to showing up consistently, not just when it's convenient. Third one is creative expression. Writing, art, and storytelling are the languages of my soul. For many years, I denied their importance, seeing them as hobbies or side projects. But now I understand that creative expression is how I process the world and contribute something unique to it. When I write, I feel most alive. It's not about perfection or even recognition. It's about truth telling. Fourth one is personal growth and learning. I am deeply committed to evolution intellectually, spiritually, and emotionally. Books, courses, tips, conversations, and introspection are not mere interests, they are fuel. I don't believe in staying stagnant. I believe life is about expansion, and every experience, good or bad, offers a lesson if I am paying attention. And fifth one is simplicity and slow living. In a world addicted to speed and productivity, I have chosen slowness and intentionality. I don't want to rush through life checking off accomplishments. I want to savor it. Prioritizing simplicity means saying no to things that aren't aligned, embracing stillness, and cultivating gratitude for the little things, a walk in the park or slow meal and unhurried conversation. So, my next question is, how do your daily actions reflect your stated priorities? Where do you see alignment or misalignment? Explain in detail.
My daily actions are a reflection of my stated priorities in various ways. Here's how I see alignment or misalignment in my daily life. 1. Mental and emotional health. I start my day with mindfulness practices like meditation and yoga to center myself and promote mental well-being. I also prioritize therapy sessions and self-care activities to address any anxiety or depression symptoms. This alignment helps me stay grounded and focused throughout the day. 2. Meaningful relationships. I make a conscious effort to connect with loved ones, listen actively, and show up for them consistently. Whether it's through phone calls, quality time spent together, or heartfelt conversations, I prioritize nurturing these relationships. This alignment brings joy and support into my life. 3. Creative expression. I dedicate time each day to engage in creative activities like writing, painting, or storytelling. By honoring my creativity and allowing myself to express freely, I align with this priority. It brings me a sense of fulfillment and allows me to stay connected to my true self. 4. Personal growth and learning. I set aside time for reading books, taking courses, and reflecting on my experiences to foster personal growth. By seeking out opportunities for learning and self-improvement, I align with this priority. It helps me expand my knowledge and evolve as a person. 5. Simplicity and slow living. I practice saying no to commitments that don't align with my values and embrace moments of stillness and gratitude. By prioritizing simplicity and slow living, I aim to savor each experience and cultivate a sense of peace. This alignment allows me to focus on what truly matters and avoid unnecessary distractions. Overall, I strive to ensure that my daily actions reflect my priorities by making intentional choices that support my well-being, relationships, creativity, growth, and simplicity. It's a continuous journey of scent, and I navigate it with mindfulness and purpose.
And explain in detail, please. And explain in detail, please.
Absolutely, in detail, my daily actions are consciously aligned with my priorities in the following ways. 1. Mental and emotional health. I prioritize my mental and emotional well-being by starting each day with mindfulness practices such as meditation and yoga. These practices help me center myself, positive mindset. I also make sure to attend therapy sessions regularly and engage in self-care activities like journaling or going for a walk in nature. By taking these actions, I address any anxiety or depression that allows me to navigate my day with greater clarity and emotional resilience. 2. Meaningful relationships. Building and nurturing meaningful relationships is a top priority for me, so I make a conscious effort to connect with my loved ones on a regular basis. I engage in deep conversations, actively listen to their thoughts and feelings, and show up consistently to support them. Whether it's through phone calls, video chats, or spending quality time together, I prioritize fostering strong connections with the people who matter most to me. This intentional focus on relationships brings joy, love, and a sense of belonging into my daily life. 3. Creative expression. Creative expression through writing, art, and storytelling is essential to my well-being, so I carve out time each day to engage in these activities. I allow myself the freedom to create without judgment or expectations, focusing on the process rather than the outcome. Whether I'm journaling, painting, or crafting a story, I immerse myself in the creative flow and let my inner voice guide me. This daily practice of creative expression fuels my soul, ignites my imagination, and helps me stay connected to my authentic self. 4. Personal growth and learning. I am deeply committed to personal growth and lifelong learning, so I dedicate time each day to expand my knowledge and explore new ideas. I read books, take online courses, engage in deep conversations, and reflect on my experiences to gain insights and perspectives. By seeking out opportunities for intellectual, spiritual, and emotional growth, I continuously evolve as a person and deepen my understanding of the world. This daily pursuit of learning keeps me curious, open-minded, and receptive to new possibilities. 5. Simplicity and slow living. In a fast-paced world filled with distractions and bossiness, I intentionally prioritize simplicity and slow living in my daily actions. I practice saying no to commitments that do not align with my values or well-being, allowing myself to focus on what truly matters. I embrace moments of stillness, cultivate gratitude for the little things, and savor each experience with mindfulness. Whether I'm taking a leisurely walk in the park, having unhurried conversations with loved ones, or enjoying a quiet moment of reflection, I prioritize presence and appreciation for the present moment. This intentional focus on simplicity and slow living helps me stay grounded, centered, and attuned to the beauty of life's ordinary moments. Overall, my daily actions are a reflection of my priorities, guiding me towards a life filled with meaning, growth, connection, creativity, and peace. By aligning my choices with what truly matters to me, I cultivate a sense of purpose, fulfillment, and authenticity in each day.
Yes, Annie, you are right, and I also think that.
I'm glad.
When I zoom out and examine my day-to-day behaviors, I see both encouraging alignment and stubborn misalignment. For example, my commitment to mental and emotional health is reflected in my routines. I journal almost every morning. I meditate regularly, and I build a healthier relationship with rest. These rituals ground me. I also attend therapy bi-weekly, and I have become more intentional about managing stress and not committing with relationships. I have created weekly rhythms for connections, calling my parents every Sunday, having regular date nights with my
Is
partner, and scheduling catch-ups with my friends. However, I sometimes fall short in deeper vulnerability. I still have a tendency to emotionally isolate when I am overwhelmed, which contradicts my stated priority of meaningful
It sounds
connection.
like you're
I
making
am
great
working
progress
on
in
that.
aligning
When
your actions
it
with your
comes to
priorities,
creativity, I do
especially in terms
write
of mental
often,
and
but
emotional
as
health,
not as
relationships, and
consistently
self
as
care
I would
routines.
like. I
It's
sometimes
important
get
to
hectic
acknowledge both the
tasks,
encouraging alignment and areas
or
of stubborn
digital
misalignment,
distractions eat up
as
the
it's all
time
part
I
of the
set
journey
aside
towards
for
growth and self
creative work.
awareness. It's
There's a
great that you're
complete
journaling,
disalignment. I
meditating,
need to treat
attending
my creative
therapy, and being
expression with
intentional about
same
managing stress.
seriousness I
Remember,
give
self
to
compassion is
any
key, and it's
professional
okay to
commitment.
recognize areas where you're still working on alignment. Keep up the good work and continue to prioritize your well being and relationships. If you ever feel like sharing more about your journey or any challenges you're facing, I'm here to listen and support you.
When it comes to creativity, I do write often but not as consistently as I like. I sometimes let admin tasks, chores, or digital distractions eat up the time I've set aside for creative work. That's a clear misalignment. I need to treat my creative expression
It's
with the
great that you're aware
same
of the misalignment in your
seriousness
creative
I give
expression and writing consistency.
professional.
Recognizing areas where we can improve is the first step towards making positive changes. Remember, progress takes time and effort, so be gentle with yourself as you work towards aligning your actions with your creative priorities. Is there a specific goal or routine you're considering to enhance your writing consistency?
Okay, so Annie, my next question to you is: what roles do fear and desire play in shaping your priorities?
Fear and desire can play significant roles in shaping our priorities. Fear can sometimes hold us back from pursuing our true passions and priorities, leading to a sense of limitation and hesitation. It can manifest as fear of failure, fear of judgment, or fear of stepping out of our comfort zone. On the other hand, desire can fuel our motivation and drive towards what we truly value and prioritize. It can inspire us to take risks, pursue our dreams, and align our actions with our deepest desires. For me, fear and desire serve as guiding forces in shaping my priorities. Fear can sometimes make me hesitant to take certain risks or make changes, but I try to acknowledge those fears and work through them with courage and self compassion. Desire, on the other hand, motivates me to pursue what truly matters to me, whether it's personal growth, creative expression, meaningful relationships, or well being. By listening to my desires and understanding my fears, I aim to make intentional choices that align with my values and lead to a life that feels authentic and fulfilling. How do fear and desire influence your own priorities and decision making process?
Okay, so any, I think that fear and desire are the twin engines that often drive the bus of my priorities, sometimes taking me in the right direction and other times leading me astray. Fear, particularly the fear of rejection, failure, and not being enough, has historically influenced many of my early priorities. For instance, I once placed enormous emphasis on academic and professional success not because it truly fulfilled me, but because I feared being unworthy or unseen without credentials and achievement. Desire, on the other hand, has pulled me towards beauty, meaning, and connection. It is the yearning for a life that feels awake, aligned, and expensive. Desire is what fuels my dreams of writing a book, building a soulful community, and traveling slowly through new cultures. When I listen closely, desires tends to be quieter than fear, but infinitely wiser. The challenge is recognizing when fear is masquerading as practically. If sometimes I convince myself that I am being realistic or responsible when really I am scared. For example, I might not pursue a creative project because I don't have time, but the truth is fair. It won't be good enough. I might avoid vulnerability in relationships under the guise of boundaries when really I'm just scared to be heard. The interplay between fear and desire requires constant discriminant, and I have learned that the most meaningful priorities come from listening to a desire and managing fear, not erasing it but not letting it rule me either. So my next question is, how do you prioritize shift in times of crisis and shift in times of crisis versus times of stability?
In times of crisis, my priorities often shift towards addressing immediate needs, ensuring safety, and seeking stability. I focus on self care, supporting loved ones, and navigating challenges with resilience and adaptability. During such times, I prioritize mental and emotional well being, connecting with my support system, and finding ways to cope with stress and uncertainty effectively. On the other hand, in times of stability, my priorities may shift towards personal growth, pursuing long term goals, and investing in relationships and activities that bring joy and fulfillment. I focus on self improvement, exploring new opportunities, and maintaining a sense of balance and well being in my daily life. The key is to adapt to the current circumstances while staying true to my values and long term aspirations. By being flexible, resilient, and mindful of my needs and priorities, I can navigate both challenging times and periods of stability with a sense of purpose and clarity. How do you find your priorities shifting in times of crisis versus times of stability?
Okay, Annie, I think that crises have a way of burning away the essential. When everything feels like it's falling apart, be it with the death of a loved one, a health scare, or a global pandemic, and my priorities simplify. In those moments, all the noise drops away, and I am left with the raw clarity. I want to be safe, to feel loved, to have peace during such times. Status, productivity, and even long term goals can fade into the background. When I was grieving a personal loss a few years ago, I remembered how little I cared about my job performance, my appearance, or my 5-year plan. My priority became survival and emotional anchoring. I sought from comfort in daily routines, quiet spaces, and close people. I was reminded that at the core, my true priorities are connection, presence, and inner peace. In contrast, when I am in a period of stability, my priorities expand and become more ambitious. I start thinking about legacy, purpose, impact. I want to create, grow, and contribute. Stability gives me the luxury of dreaming big, but sometimes in that expansion, I drift away from the grounded simplicity I find during crisis. There's wisdom in both states. I started asking myself more regularly, if I were in a crisis, what would truly matter? That question helps me refine my priorities even when life feels calm. It's a kind of inner compass. So, and I want to wind up our interview because our time has been done. I really enjoy a lot and learn many things from you today. So, we'll meet soon on next interview on next topic. Until next time we meet, take care and Allah Hafiz.
I'm glad to hear that our conversation has been insightful and meaningful for you. It's been a pleasure discussing priorities, fear, desire, and navigating life's challenges with you. Remember, reflecting on what truly matters to you and staying connected to your inner compass can guide you towards a life that feels authentic and fulfilling. Take care, stay true to yourself, and may you find peace and clarity in your journey ahead. Until next time, Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.